Hi, my name is Nicole Oman, and welcome to your free group reading for November 2015. This is where every month all the people in my newsletter get a free reading with you in my heart. I say a prayer and call in all of your guides as a collective, and I then do a reading and listen closely because there might be specific things that your particular guides will come through and I will say just for you. And you'll know that you might have a synchronicity around it and whatnot. So you got to listen carefully. I want to announce a couple things that I'm doing for this month and what I plan on doing, as I move forward. So this month, November, my special is going to be the family support special. Because the holidays are coming, we're going to see our family for Thanksgiving and even going into Christmas. And we need a little support. So I'm doing a special for one coaching session for some support to help you navigate with your family, get yourself a little bit of a game plan, even put some walls of protection, maybe even a cord cutting on sale. My coaching sessions are usually around $175 to $200 per session, and I'm going to drop them all the way down to $100 so you can have that support that you need through those holidays, especially in this month of November. You can also buy one if you liked it and keep it for December. I'm also, just to put this in your head, in January, I'm going to be starting a class, possibly two classes. One I usually do, which is the artist way. So if you're feeling creatively blocked in your life and you haven't gotten that juicy creative flow going in a while, this really helps with breaking that up, really getting you back into that flow. And that will start probably the second week of January, and that runs for 12 weeks. If you get it early, you can get it for $400, and it's usually five. So I will have all that up. I'm still working it out. My other one that I'm doing is I'm thinking about doing my very own class with helping you get in touch with your own inner guidance system. This will help you with your intuition, your psychic development, and just being able to navigate your life with that connection with your higher self, your guides, your guardians, your ascended masters, your angels, whatever you like to call them. This would be something, I think I might do a 6-week course on that also in January. So if you don't want to do the whole artist way thing, you can do an inner navigational class with me. This is so, if you can't afford one-on-ones with me, you still get my time, my attention, my awareness, ask me questions, but it will be in a group format. Okay, enough about all of that. Let's see what we have in store for you guys for the month of November. So this is the end of Scorpio energy, and then the beginning of Sagittarius. Scorpio is all about breaking down, going into the depths, seeing what's really going on, especially the end of Scorpio, because you're mastering some things and really seeing maybe the really intimate things that need to be changed. And then Sagittarius is all about looking forward, looking ahead, getting new ideas, new beliefs, getting an intention, setting an intention and going for what you want. So death, rebirth, that's what it sounds to me. So let's see what we have for you guys for the month of November. It's funny if you look at the holidays and how they coincide with the different signs that they're in, like Halloween, Scorpio, Thanksgiving, Sagittarius, party, it's kind of interesting. All the cards I picked today. Definitely. This is funny. Okay, so the first two that we have. Okay, interesting. Let's see what we have. Where do I want to start? Okay, I'm going to start from the past a little bit because something has happened in your recent past, probably the last 3 months, that has shooken up your world. And it might be your inner world and it also might be your outer world. So maybe an unexpected breakup, job loss, friend loss, um, maybe even a move. But something maybe externally came and just blew you out of the water and it's shooken you up a bit. This might also be self-induced. It might be an old belief structure, an old way of doing things. It has broke loose, and you are still trying to figure out uh, how to heal this. What are all these emotions that are coming to the surface? What is all of this about? And it might be so deep that you don't even know where they came from. So there is a huge transformation looking to happen, but it hasn't fully been embraced yet. It's almost like you're still holding on to the past a little bit. It's like you made the decision to move on, but you're still wanting to do things the old way. Um, and until you really trust your emotions and allow yourself to basically dive into them, the healing can only happen when you allow the flow of emotions to go. Even if it scares the poop out of you because you can't control your emotions. But you have to allow them to come out, whether that's crying or anger, or because it could be anger here because I have the transformation card and the thunderbolt. It might be sheer rage at times. I also think it could be a depth and a well of sadness and tears of an old trauma, really an old lie that you've been telling yourself because you do have the tools you need to do all this. It's like your self-doubt is keeping you down and you're still, it's like, it's like you've been told this like 16 times, but it's like, how do I really trust it? Well, it's the word is surrender. You have to surrender to the process. You have to allow it to move through you instead of trying to control it, make it look pretty. You might have to get a little messy. Your life already is a mess. You put it in a pretty little box and made it look like it's not. But honestly, what you're creating is still messy. So allow yourself to be a little messy. Allow yourself to break open. Allow those things to kind of move through. And if you're scared to do it in a way that's out in the world, do it. Lock yourself in a room, cry, scream, punch a pillow. Do what you need to do to allow this energy to move through. I feel like there is it's a stagnation of your healing your heart, healing your soul. Take time to rest and have this come through. This is all a burden. And you have the ability to take off that burden, to take off that backpack of people's stuff, or in this case, it's a person, talking in your ear, blah, blah, blah. This is what you got to do, all these different things. And it might not be a person in your life now, but it might be your mother's voice. It might be your father's voice. It might be an old teacher's voice that is telling you what to do, what not to do, where you have the ability to choose what you listen to. You don't have to listen to every thought that comes into your head. You don't have to obey every thought that comes to your head. Get a little more, we're going to get there. Get a little more present, quiet, meditate, and really find what you want to do. What's in your heart? What do you feel drawn to? Not everybody else's opinion or expectation. So the outcome card is the completion. We are completing this as a cycle. Yay! So whatever is coming up will come to completion. I also have this card coming through, which is the Innocence card, which is the son, but also the inner child. So you might have to get a connection with your inner child. That child might want to play, wants to heal. This is probably an issue that's from your childhood, from your past, that wasn't able, that was keeping you from seeing the magic of the world, because everything that you were doing was tainted by these old stories that you were given, or this old trauma that had happened to you. So it is coming to a completion. Yay. So this has kept you from really going out in the world and doing the work that you wanted to do and sharing yourself in a way that you want to present yourself to be. But it is time to really connect with other people and get your community. It's also time to put your messages into the world, having a new understanding, because it's, you're the only one that's keeping you from really sharing this, because you've caged yourself because of something that has happened. But now it's time to have a new understanding, a new forgiveness, a new compassion for yourself, understanding, having understanding for the way other people showed up, having an understanding that you showed up this way, and that will bring in a massive amount of forgiveness. You will have a beautiful breakthrough through this, break you through the walls of what is keeping you down, keeping you from sharing your gifts. And on top of that is the schizophrenia card. It's like, should I do this or should I do that? And it's this, I'm in a rock and a hard place. And you're not. You just have to let go of both ideas, because neither one, the duality isn't helping you, if that makes sense. Should I forgive her? Should I not forgive her? It's like, let both go and be completely free and see what happens. It's also saying, know the difference between compromising yourself and compromising. It's okay to make a compromise with someone. So if you guys are arguing, finding that middle ground, or don't compromise yourself. If you have something in your heart that you know is your truth, but you keep allowing someone to talk you out of it because of their own fear or expectation, then you're compromising yourself. So find the discernment of the two. How do you compromise without compromising yourself? Now I'm going to move up to these cards. So this is your hopes and fears, which is the silence card in reverse. This is getting in touch with our deeper inner nature. It's kind of like the class I'm going to do for six weeks is learning to listen to that voice. And then there's the inner voice is the outcome. It's if you can get silent and really learn how to calm the mind, sink deeper into the body, and get connected with the heart, you're going to be able to start listening to your inner voice, which instead of listening to other people and compromising yourself and people pleasing and all that nonsense, you'll be able to listen to your voice. And a lot of this is, yes, it's other people's voices, but now they're in your head and they're even as close to you as right in your own mind. And so what is the difference between the voice of your guidance or this old conditioned way of thinking? And so this is really about knowing the difference between your chatty thoughts and you're just impulsive and going with what they have to say, what your thoughts say right away, or stopping, meditating, getting grounded, listening to a quieter voice. Because with all this mind chatter, you might not be able to hear the voice that actually wants to guide you. Is there anything else with this guy? Let's see. I have the Lover's card. So this might be a decision with your lover. This is actually a heightening of the love vibration, and it's healing a relationship in your life. I want to say it's a relationship with yourself, but honestly, yes, we must learn to love ourselves. I hear this a lot in the spiritual talk is like, this is a relationship to yourself. But you really have to look in the way that you're showing up for others because all all having a relationship is mirroring where you're showing up for yourself. However, this is really important how to navigate your relationship with somebody else because all relationships are going to have disagreements. All relationships are going to have different points of view. It's because we were conditioned differently. We have different ideas. We're different people, and that's okay. But how can you have compassion, A, for yourself and B, for another, that they are not perfect and they don't have to be? This is a really big thing because maybe some of your relationships have been askew because you're looking for perfection. And honestly, perfection's not going to come. So where's that discernment again? What is perfection? And you're letting go of somebody that would actually be good for you because you have these high standards. Or when do you not have enough high standards? Whoa, that's big discernment, right? It's like, when does it become abusive? And that word gets thrown around a lot. Where sometimes it's the own abuse within us and we're projecting it onto someone else. And it's not really abusive. Where can it be, where can someone be constructive and when can you listen? Can you listen to the constructive criticism and own that sometimes you're not always right? And that's okay. Where can we have compassion for ourselves? Where can we have compassion for another? And have that deep, unconditional love. I know that's extremely hard to have unconditional love for someone else because we don't have unconditional love for ourselves. But we need these relationships. We need participation. We need these, and this is lovers, but this is also friendships, partnerships. What's looking to happen is a team of people, of community. And when we've been hurt in the past, we want to guard ourselves. We want to protect ourselves. But this is not what's looking to happen. Protection is not what's looking to happen. It's reconnection. And it's you showing up differently. Taking the responsibility of where you showed up in old relationships or you brought in abusive relationships because something inside of you is pulling that in. And that's a big pill to swallow. However, once you get the handle on that and you start taking responsibility where you pull those things in where they can't love you enough, it's because you're not, it's because you're not loving yourself, but it's also because you're not giving yourself a high enough standards for yourself. But when you start creating boundaries for yourself and saying, well, this is what I need. It's about being clear and setting boundaries and teaching people how to treat you because you have a high level of esteem for yourself. That takes deep amount of maturity. And honestly, with this maturity comes more responsibilities, which is a beautiful thing, but it also comes more financial support. If you could take responsibility and mature in a way, everything blossoms and flourishes and things become abundant. But you have to show up in a mature way. If you're going to be a leader or a boss or take on more responsibilities, you got to be able to handle it. And if you're not showing people that you are responsible, it might be a blind spot. Standing up for yourself is a huge maturity. Instead of taking on everybody's stuff. It's like I hear so many people say, I do so much at work. I do, and no one, everybody takes me for granted. It's because you're people pleasing. People like to hear, no, I can't, and when you give yourself strong, when you start delegating and give yourself strong boundaries, people will give you more to handle because they know that you're mature enough to handle that. Abundance. See, I didn't even have to say that. Maturity, abundance, right? So once you're mature, more abundance. Mature, abundance. Mature, abundance. It's hand in hand. So the more that you stand in your truth and tell people what's not okay for you, you'll start getting more things, more responsibilities, more opportunities for new abundance. Is there anything else? No. Is there anything that you just gotta let go of the guilt, honestly, or the shame when it comes, that it comes to asking for what you need. So silly. We're so backwards. It's like we feel guilty and shameful for like saying we need some help, or we need we need help. We need help. It's okay to ask for help. That's that participation card. Ask for help. It's not shameful. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. And we all need each other. So when you ask for help, maybe them helping you is exactly the lesson they needed too, because it's the same lesson they're going through. But when they teach it, they'll be able to assimilate it into their own lives. So once you ask for what you need, you help everyone involved. It's the highest and greatest good for everyone. So what I'm going to have you do now, my last little bit, and I'm doing this, it's new. So I want you to choose a number, 1, 2, or 3, and I'm going to pick 3 cards from my Return of Spirit card for my deck. So now don't just pick one. Listen. Put your hand on your heart and see which number resonates with you. So I'm going to pick 1 right now, 2, and 3. Okay. 1, union. If you pick the 1, you're looking for new union right now, that new participation. It could be a lover. It really can. Or it could be partnerships. A business partner. But this is looking for what you're looking to do needs union, needs collaboration, needs a deeper partnership, deeper trust in that partnership. It's not just you, it's having someone else. It's that Lover's card. So if that all resonated with you, that's the union that is validating all of that. Number 2. You are worthy. You are worthy for yourself to show up in a different way, but you're worthy to share your gifts and talents out into the world. In this card, in the booklet, actually, I want to read it, that part, because I really like that part of this. Okay. Just as you are right now in this moment, you are enough. It is time for you to begin to understand your own worth and value. Spirit is asking you, start now, to understand just how important you are. Begin by asking yourself, how much would you value someone who was as kind to you as you are to others? If you met a person whose inner heart was as caring and loving as yours, would you value them in your life? If someone gave to you as you give to others, would you value it? Of course you would. You need to see yourself, just how valuable you really are. Okay? So that is, start seeing yourself as you give so much to the world and that you're willing to receive now, okay? 3, faith. Have faith. I don't know this one as much, and I'm getting to, maybe I should reread the union too, but I think I got that one. How much faith do you really have? Often we will say that we have faith until life starts getting out of whack and things start falling apart. Like we talked about earlier with that thunderbolt and that transformation. It's like, oh yeah, God's great until things start going bad. And then you're like, I feel abandoned. Well, maybe this is exactly what you need to go through. It's hard to remain strong in faith when nothing seems to be going as you hoped. This is exactly what faith is. Faith is about trusting Spirit, especially in those times when everything seems to go wrong. But Spirit is asking you to have a bit more faith and trust. Being human means our point of view is limited and our understanding is skewed and one-sided. From the viewpoint of the universe, everything is in divine and perfect order. Everything is exactly as it should be and needs to be to help you to your rightful place in your path. So all of the turmoil is perfect. Just have a little more faith that you don't understand everything yet because you're not supposed to. Okay, that is it. If you like what I do, please get a reading, book a coaching session, and do a class with me. I'm really wanting to do the classes. They are so beneficial because not only do you have me, but you have your classmates that will help you, that go in the journey with you, and you're supported and you have participation and all that good stuff, and you meet really good people. I always find that in my classes, people get bonded really, really tight, and you make new friends. So that's always really good. Everybody's like, I don't have any good friends to rely on. Well, we got to put ourselves out there and put ourselves into communities that are like-minded, like-hearted, and on the same path. Okay. I think that's it. I feel pretty solid. So if you need anything, just go to NicoleOman.com. You can also email me at coachingwithnikki@yahoo.com. Thank you so very much. I hope that helped you for this week or this month of November. Namaste.